The Great Depression was a tie when everything went wrong, and the next Great Depression is just around the corner. Where everyone is afraid of it, our genius billionaire thinks it is a good thing that it is happening. So what does Elon Musk think this recession could be the thing that we are looking for? On Twitter, the Tesla CEO was chit-chatting with some of his fans when one of them asked him a really fascinating question. "Do you still think we're on the verge of a recession?" said one commenter. And Musk retorted with a fascinating flurry of words right away. "Yes, but this is actually a good thing. It has been raining money on fools for too long. Some bankruptcies need to happen. Also, all the coveted stay-at-home stuff has tricked people into thinking that you don't actually need to work hard. Rude awakening inbound." However, Musk's detractors feel that this is just strong rhetoric from a man earning more than $200 billion. Not to mention the fact that he has benefited handsomely from contributions from his millionaire buddies who have helped him build his money. So what does he know about a recession? And why should we pay attention to a man who is 1% of 1%? Well, Musk believes that his long history of weathering economic storms and painful awakenings is caused enough to pay heed to the current success he's making, and Tesla is a good example. Tesla was little more than a startup with a pipe dream of being the world's largest EV manufacturer when Elon Musk initially invested in the firm in 2004. Musk staked a large portion of his riches on the project, investing a whopping $6.5 million. Tesla was extremely slow during its early years. In reality, it took the firm 4 years to release its first product, the Tesla Roadster, which was mocked by Musk's detractors at the time as a rip-off of the popular Lotus Elise. The Roadster had a starting market price of around $80,000, which was not in the neighborhood of being affordable. This was mirrored in the car's foreign sales, as the business only managed to sell 2,450 EVs that year. Tesla benefited from a federal stimulus package in the form of a $465 million loan from the government in 2010. It was subsequently used to build and manufacture the company's groundbreaking electric vehicle, the Tesla Model S. Today, Tesla is one of the most prominent electric vehicle manufacturers, actively promoting renewable energy efforts. Returning to the original point, why does Musk feel that a recession will benefit us? He claims that enterprises with a negative cash flow will not survive the approaching global crisis and that their demise will finally reduce resource overconsumption. In response to a follow-up question from another Twitter account, a Dodge Army general urged Elon Musk to provide a precise time range for the duration of the recession. "Elon, how long do you think this recession will last? Could this one, as you put it, persist for years?" It was met with Musk's response, 12 to 18 months based on previous experience. Companies with a negative cash flow or value destroyers must die in order to stop devouring resources. According to financial analysts at the New York Post, the U.S. economy is on the approach of a severe recession fueled by soaring inflation, skyrocketing gas prices, and supply chain disruption caused by COVID-19. Indeed, according to current government estimates, the United States GDP, which is essentially a basic measure of goods and services generated by a country, has declined by up to 1.5% in just the first quarter of 2022. While it may not appear to be a large sum, it equates to billions of dollars lost by thousands of businesses around the country. It's especially a tough pill to swallow when you consider that the United States GDP increased by 6.9% in the fourth quarter of 2021. He went on to explain that when a country's economy gets too much wealth, it sees a misallocation of human capital, and that's when you start seeing individuals do dumb things that aren't useful to their fellow humans. He even jokes that it's about time we had an economic enema, which could potentially clear out the pipes in terms of resource-draining companies and make the ones that are doing useful products prosperous. And there's certainly a lesson here. If you're making a useful product and have a company that makes sense, make sure you're not running things too close to the edge in terms of capital. They have enough cash reserves to get them through irrational times. Elon Musk's strong stance on the looming recession isn't the only one he's taking. It appears that Musk is blaming President Barack Obama's administration for getting us into this issue in the first place. "This government doesn't seem to get anything done," he continued. Putting aside Trump, there were a number of people in the administration who were effective at getting things done. Musk was particularly critical of Biden's administration's implementation of inflation controls. The obvious cause of inflation is that the government printed 1 trillion times more money than it had previously. Without inflation, the government cannot simply write checks for excessive revenue. This isn't very complicated, but this isn't the first time Musk has been critical of Biden's government. Musk referred to Trump as a wet sock puppet in human form earlier this year, blasting his administration for failing to invite Tesla to an EV summit and instead praising Ford and General Motors. Despite his spat with President Biden, Musk has been expecting a worldwide recession for some time. In fact, Musk predicted that the next recession would hit the planet in just under 2 years in December of 2021. Okay, so Musk isn't an economist, but his concerns about a future recession are shared by several prominent financial analysts, including Lloyd Blankfein, the former CEO of Goldman Sachs. In an interview with CBS, Blankfein stated unequivocally that there is a very significant probability of a recession, which may hit the U.S. economy as early as 2023. In addition, just a few days ago, U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell expressed fear that the economy could be headed for a slump following the Federal Reserve's interest rate hike in early May. He implied that Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as well as supply chain interruptions, could be the cause of the approaching recession. According to Musk, the global recession might persist for more than a year, which could spell the end for businesses that generate negative cash flow and waste a significant amount of the world's natural resources. However, as the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring firm, why does Musk continue to believe that a recession will be helpful to his businesses? Aren't they in danger as well? As he sees it, one of the most significant benefits of a recession is capital reallocation. And he is not mistaken. In the 1930s, even Andrew Mellon, the Treasury Secretary under Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover, repeated these similar sentiments. Liquidate the labor force, the stock market, the farmers, and the real estate. If the rottenness is removed from the system, the cost of living and the standard of life will fall, and entrepreneurial people will pick up the pieces left by less competent people, according to Mellon's memoirs. Yes, capital is squandered during periods of economic expansion. That's why we all have a vague recall of a company that didn't make much sense or the multiple businesses that debuted during a bull market only to find themselves failing to meet their original sales estimates today. This is frequently a red flag that a company's business plan isn't as sound as it was advertised to be. However, as much as recessions reallocate capital, they're also incredibly painful because they contribute to business failure and increased unemployment. Consider the Great Depression of the 1930s, which is widely regarded as one of the greatest economic downturns in modern history. This is unsurprising given that automobiles are considered major expenditures in today's market. This implies that they're frequently financed by investors who panic and sell their car stocks in a rush during economic downturns as they fear about the future. As a result, automaker stocks like Tesla will almost certainly continue to fall until 2023 unless the government can take positive action right now. This was all for today. Now you guys tell us what your thoughts about this recession that is around the corner are in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I will catch you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.